Hi, everyone, and welcome to KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is good to see you. And we are beginning this noon hour with some breaking news. An explosion has been reported at the Hoover Dam. We're going to take a look at video that's just coming into the KREM 2 newsroom. Take a look at that. You can see a huge plume of black smoke. Here's what we know so far. Firefighters responded to the explosion earlier today, so this morning. Videos then shared on social media show the explosion in a large plume of that black smoke, again rising from the bottom of the dam. And if you watch that video, you can see it happening there. The fire was extinguished by the time firefighters arrived. It is not clear what caused the explosion or the extent of the damage, but we are certainly tracking this story, and we'll continue to update you right here on air and online, right here on KREM 2 News and on KREM.com. All right, we're going to take a pause from the day's news and take a live look outside right now. As you can see, oh my gosh, what a beautiful blue day and sunny skies out there. Temperatures pretty mild today, 79 degrees at this noon hour, but will they stay mild? Meteorologist Thomas Patrick, he's stepping in. He's got all the answers. Hi, Thomas.
Hey, Laura. We were marveling yesterday that we were actually enjoying some of the cooler weather. At 79 degrees, we're warmer today than we were all day yesterday when the high was only 78 degrees. So if we're already there by the noon hour, we're shaping up to be easily into the 80s later on today. No weather concerns whatsoever. We just have a big area of high pressure dominating the entire northwestern quadrant of the U.S., and you could probably add most of Western Canada into that as well. So I don't think there's really going to be much in the way of even cloud cover today, as we're expecting those temperatures to rise into the upper 80s for this afternoon. So temperatures up by about 10 degrees compared to yesterday. And of course, there's just going to be only sunshine, hardly any cloud cover at all for today. Now, this is just the beginning of a pretty hot stretch of weather extrapolating all the way into next week. We have an excessive heat outlook looking to be around Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday of next week. So I'm forecasting just how hot our temperatures are going to be in what is typically the hottest time of the year. We're looking ahead at just how many days we have in the 90s as well, all in just a couple minutes.
Thank you, my friend. We continue with more breaking news at the noon hour. We now know a wildfire burning 5 miles from Chelan was caused by lightning. Again, this news just coming in here for the noon hour. In the meantime, level 1 and 3 evacuations are still in place. So let's take a look at a map of where this is happening, what the evacuations look like. Level 3 evacuations are in place for the Downey Canyon and Hawks Ridge Road areas. Level 3 means that people need to leave right now. All other areas are in level 1 evacuations, which means stay alert and be ready to leave at a moment's notice. The Stamen Flats fire is burning near the Knapp's Tunnel heading into Chelan. The fire is estimated to be at about 800 acres and at this point 0% contained. Chelan County Emergency Management is advising everyone to stay out of that area. According to DNR, ground and air forces are on the scene right now. Emergency Management will be giving an update on the current conditions coming up later today, and certainly KREM 2 will bring that information right to you. Meanwhile, all evacuation orders are now being lifted for a wildfire burning near Lewiston. The express fire started on Sunday night in the hills north of Highway 95. That's just above the Clearwater River is where this is burning. It burned about 2,000 acres. As of last night, the fire, however, was about 70% contained. The Clearwater River Casino and Express gas station are back open after being closed for evacuations. The Nez Perce tribe says there was no damage to the casino itself. However, some older buildings on the property may have some damage. It is still not clear how that fire began. Now, when wildfires happen, you often hear about evacuation levels. We've been talking about them today. But what does each level actually mean? So let's take a look at that so you know and you're informed should one happen in your area. Level 1 means be ready. This means there is a wildfire threat in your area. You should start planning or packing in the event that an evacuation is necessary. Also, monitor emergency alerts for the most up-to-date information. Level 2 is be set. Prepare to evacuate at a moment's notice. Start packing your vehicle and prepare your family, and that includes your pets. Also, if someone in your family has mobility needs, get them ready as well. And if you have livestock, get them ready to leave. It is so important to evaluate your emergency plan, and if you feel unsafe in your current condition, leave as soon as possible. And finally, taking a look at level 3, that means go now. There is extreme danger in the area. If a level 3 evacuation is issued, It is unsafe at that point to stay. Check in with the local Red Cross if you need to, and if you can drive safely, and only return to the area when officials say it has been cleared and is deemed safe. All right, it is 12:05 right now. Now to an update on this afternoon's other top stories. 6 men with ties to a white nationalist hate group pleaded not guilty to conspiracy to riot. This comes a month after 31 men were arrested out of the back of a U-Haul in Coeur d'Alene for allegedly planning to riot at a Pride event. Police say they're all members of Patriot Front, a white nationalist hate group. 2 of the defendants who appeared in court have ties to the Inland Northwest, and they are Josiah and Michelle Buster. The judge says the max penalty for this charge is 1 year in jail and $5,000 fine or 2 years probation. The Kootenai County judge presiding over these arraignments denied all cameras or recording requests from inside the courtroom. The next wave of suspects will enter their pleas sometime in August. And Spokane City Council voted in favor of a resolution to explore buying the proposed East Trent homeless shelter. The resolution passed 4-3. City Council President Brian Beggs said that buying the shelter would be cheaper than leasing. Meanwhile, Councilmember Karen Stratton, who voted against the resolution, believes that the Trent building is, quote, not an appropriate place for a homeless shelter. To be clear, this does not mean the City Council is buying the shelter, but rather they're taking a closer look at that possibility. We'll certainly keep you updated on that story. And we also have an update on the Spokane Shock, a professional indoor football league that made a comeback in Spokane. Since the team was kicked out of the Indoor Football League, however, there are now hundreds of items for sale. The owner of Instant Auction and Estate Sales in Spokane reached out to KREM2 to tell us about an auction beginning this week. He says that the auction is due to what he says is a default on payment of the lease and non-removal of the inventory. EstateSale.net listed pictures that include the team's trophies, jerseys, and helmets that were left behind. Our KREM2 investigation revealed in February that the team's owner, Sam Adams, ran out of time to pay the Spokane Arena a security bond required to begin the season. So if you would like to read more about our investigation into the Spokane Shock and the owner, you can text the word SHOCK to 509-448-2000. We'll send a link right to your phone.